Okay, so Coach, first SEC match, first win. Kind of tell us how that felt like going into the match and then obviously the outcome.
Yeah, I think going in, we talked about just making a statement about who we are in the SEC. And just this first time through with each team that we play, it's our chance to kind of say, hey, this is what Texas A&M volleyball is. So I thought we did a good job of that. And then I thought I've just talked about how good this conference is, and Mississippi State's a really good volleyball team. And they showed it the first 4 points. We couldn't put a ball down. And that's going to be what it is in the SEC night in and night out. So I'm happy we made some adjustments and we found ways to score. And all of a sudden you saw our hit efficiency go up and go up, go up. And then we talked at one point, it's just on the bench, I think at one point about, man, they're out blocking us. And all of a sudden Fenna decided to pop off in the third set. So that was exciting to see too, that I don't know, we could step it up in that moment. And we talked about the way that we win is equally as important as the win. And I thought we did it in some different ways and adjustments as the match went on.
Yeah, to that, you talked in previous matches about winning in different ways. When you weren't hitting efficiently, you're blocking. It seemed like you found a new way to win each set in this game. How does that suit you moving forward, too, to know that you can even do that in a game?
Yeah, and I think it's probably trying to problem solve. And I think by the third set, we got to where we needed to be. And I'm a different form of competitive where I want to win, but I want to prove that we're the best at what we do. So as we were going through the match, it was like, all right, our offense isn't firing. Let's figure this out. And it was kind of like the leaky boat. We did that, and all of a sudden their offense went off a little bit. So it was like, all right, how do we slow them down a little bit? So I think that's kind of how matches are, is you start to figure out different phases of the game, kind of at different times. And I think I will say this, probably need to do that a little bit faster in the first set of like trying to kind of put those two pieces together.
And then for you personally, what did it feel like to notch your first SEC win?
Honestly, I didn't think about it before, and then I was doing an interview on the air, and I was like, man, that's the first one's really cool, and then all of a sudden you're in a really, really good conference, and I didn't even think about it beforehand, but all of a sudden like my eyes kind of lit up of it's really cool to be here in this conference playing and to be successful, and I hope it's the first of many to come.
There was a sequence in the first set where I think Logan and Ava combined for that incredible dig into a kill, and then took a timeout, and then you had two blocks right after that. How big of a momentum builder is that for the team, like going into the rest of the match?
Yeah, I think we've talked a lot about being creator makers. That I don't know. Logan had a kill with the right hand. Like that was something that that's something we worked on a little bit. Don't put that on the air. But we've talked about, hey, we don't have to, necessarily be robots that are constantly out here trying to play this game exactly like everybody else. It's like, hey, we can figure out different ways to score and different ways to play. I thought that showed on that play of, hey, like we can make a play. And then Logan wasn't like, I need to get a set here. It's like, oh, that's a pretty good set. I can go take a swing. So I just think from, again, that celebration of kind of who we are, that's a piece of it. And I think that led it into some momentum.
Talked about it being your first Southeastern Conference victory. You've talked leading up to it about how good the league is. Did the intensity of a conference match live up to the hype? Yeah,
I think we were down 4-0. I was like, do I need to take a timeout right now? And all of a sudden I'm like, ooh, like I legitimately had the thought that in that run, like it's going to be tough to put balls away in this conference. So I think the intensity was there. Obviously we got up in the third a little bit, so that one wasn't there. And I don't know, I think I'm thinking as you're asking the question, stayed pretty calm in the first and second. And we've talked a lot about being optimistic problem solvers, and I thought our staff did a really good job of that, during that, of like, all right, well, this is going on, let's slow this down, and this is going to happen late in the set, and it ended up with 2 victories in there. So I think that's what we need to do in the SEC.
Were you more proud of as a coach, tying the season high in aces and 8, or having that 1-to-1 between aces and errors?
Yeah, we're going to make errors. And I think talking to our booster group, they're frustrated. But we're going to be aggressive in that phase of the game. We're not going to be like men's volleyball aggressive in this in 25%. But if they're the right errors, which a lot of them were tonight, we talked about that as a team. I thought we got a little safe in the third weekend and got a little aggressive in the fourth, and we'll start narrowing it down a little bit as we go here. But I talked to the girls a lot about you got to build a weapon before you can yield it. So we're getting to be the aggressive serving team that we want to be. So I'm proud of the way we served and the intent behind it.
Looking ahead, you've got 2 really good teams in Arkansas and Florida. What's kind of the mindset going into those, and that's setting the tone for the rest of SEC?
Yeah, I think it's the same mindset we had here. Like, this is our chance to kind of put our stamp of this is who we're going to be. And it's going to be good enough or it's going to be not against those 2 teams. And we'll see they're very, very good volleyball teams. But if we play the way we did, especially kind of the third set tonight, I think we got a good chance of beating them.
What did you feel like was all those blocks especially in the third set? What do you feel like was going right for you guys to set those up? I know, I'm sure serve's part of it, but.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of kind of a blood in the water effect where like you get one and it's like, oh, I want another one of those. And I thought that kind of happened there. I think we also challenged the girls a little bit to kind of slow down two of their players. So I think that was a piece of it also. And then we're a good blocking team. So if we're not getting them in the first and second, they're going to come at some point. It's just the law of averages. So I think it was a combination of all three of those things.
Can you talk about the impact that Caroline and Logan have just when they're on out there?
Yeah, I think if you look at last year, it was those two, and it was different nights they were on, and kind of that's when you got both of them firing, they won some matches, and when one of them was firing, you can kind of win a match. And I think they're a huge piece, but I think the thing that is making this team win right now is the fact that it has balance. That those two players don't need to take 50 swings a night, that it can be dispersed out amongst the middles, amongst the right sides, and amongst the other outside. I think Biana's come in and added another spark on a pin. So I just think that's the thing that's kind of gotten us off, but it's nice to have two out there that you can feed them some balls and they can go off and do some stuff. And I thought they both had really good matches tonight.
All good? Sweet.
Cool.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.